Hey, it's Tina Polish, your functional health coach. Hey, if you suspect or you're struggling with mold illness, you need to know these 5 myths about mold that could derail your recovery. Many myths have been passed down through the years and unfortunately keep too many people from getting well or even diagnosed. Pass along these truths instead so people will stop saying it's all in your head and start getting well. Myth number 1. Mold is everywhere and it's harmless. It's been here from the beginning of time. He must burn the fabric, the woven or the knitted material of wool or linen or any leather article that has been spoiled because the defiling mold is persistent. The article must be burned. That's Leviticus 13:52. Molds have undeniably been around forever. But as you can see from Scripture, it has also been causing health problems for a very long time. There are theories that fungi have mutated and spread because of widespread use of antifungal chemicals and other environmental toxins on crops, in paints, and in building materials. The current way that we construct buildings allows the toxic mold, feeds it, and spreads it. Our buildings are not watertight, and the interior conditions allow the fungi to grow, to just thrive. Myth number 2. Black mold, Stachybotrys, is the most dangerous mold. It is true that Stachybotrys chacharum is usually black when it uses matter such as drywall as a food source, but Stachybotrys is not always black. It can be white, brown, green, red, or even yellow. Another mold called Cretonium globosum breeds in watery areas and can range in color similar to Stachybotrys. Still, another toxic mold range in color from white, brown, green, and red to yellow. These molds, such as Wallemia sebae and a couple of species of Aspergillus, can get into the air and grow in reasonably dry surroundings. Myth 3. There is no mold if you can't see it. By the time you can see mold with the naked eye, it has already grown to a colony of millions of cells, and by that time, it has already metastasized into the air to create colonies in other places that you may or may not see. It can hide in large quantities such as dust, carpet, wall cavities, ceiling cavities, HVAC and air conditioning systems, subfloors, or basements. And unfortunately, mold can create health problems long before you ever see it. Myth 4. The only problem is mold or the mycotoxins. In addition to mold and mold mycotoxins, the toxic chemical substances that certain types of mold produce, other organisms live and thrive in water-damaged buildings. Bacteria, viruses, and parasites can spark the multi-system, multi-symptom illness known as chronic inflammatory response syndrome or mold illness. Also, mycotoxins are just one of the toxins produced by these microorganisms. So others include endotoxins and exotoxins, microbial VOCs or MVOCs, beta-glucans, mannins, fungal fragments, and building VOCs, nanoparticles, and more. Now, myth 5. Sorry about that. Myth 5 is to get rid of mold, you must kill it. Mold, or dead mold, is worse than living mold because it breaks into pieces that are easily diffused into the air. And when inhaled, both the pieces and the toxins attached to them can be a major source of inflammation. Also, mold will reproduce more when it's being threatened or killed. Think of it like a villain defending itself. Use microfiber cloths, mild soap, and elbow grease to clean small areas of mold. Then dry it really well. Especially avoid the use of bleach, which merely strips it of the color, and it adds moisture, inviting growth. It also use a HEPA vacuum for all surfaces and HEPA air scrubbers to help clean your air. But if you are really sick, you should not be doing the cleaning yourself, as it could make you worse. So in conclusion, yes, mold is everywhere, but it is undeniably harmful to many. And there are many toxic molds, even the ones you can't see can hurt you. Mold is a survivor. It will fight back if you try to kill it. And molds and their mycotoxins often come with other organisms and their mycotoxins adding to your toxic load. Know that mold illness is real. It is not in your head, though it can really affect your brain and your emotional health. It can produce a myriad of symptoms and shows up differently for each person. If you suspect you have mold illness or you want help navigating your journey to wellness, just get a hold of me, DM me, or put a comment in the post for this. Thanks, and I will see you next week. Bye.